Hey guys, this is Dirk with Adorama TV, and today I'm super excited to show you how you can create a panorama using your drone. I've already taken some pictures here at the beach. It's a beautiful day. So let's head inside. I'll show you guys my screen and how I put it together. Let's go check it out. All right, so we're back here in my office. I want to show you my screen and show you a couple of the panos and then show you how you can build your own pano using your drone. So what I have here is a panorama of the beach. I took about 6 shots for this one, stitched them together, and now I have this nice wide, basically 180-degree view of the beach. Such a cool scene. And like I said, this is made up of 6 overlapping images, or we could say tiles, to create this very wide view. So to make a great pano from the air, there are definitely a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. The first is you want to make sure that you lock your white balance and lock your exposure so that your photos look nice and consistent from image to image. The second thing is that you really want to plan out your composition. Now I tend to shoot with the rule of thirds as a starting point, so that means I'm going to keep my horizon nice and even. In this case, the horizon will be across the top third of the image. And then what you also want to do is you want to plan out your shots so that you have at least 30% overlap with each photo. So what I would suggest you do is turn on your overlay grid lines so that you can be sure that you nail the 30% overlap as you frame up each tile. Alright, so let's talk real quick about software. I'm just going to use Adobe Lightroom. You could even use Adobe Photoshop, but I'm going to use Lightroom just to keep things simple. This is the main application I use to process and edit all my photos. So it's just a really convenient way to do it. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a lens distortion correction. So I'm going to come over here to the lens corrections module and enable the profile corrections. And generally by default what it does is it already knows what camera and lens you shot with, so it will load up the profile for you. If you don't have that option though, just go into these settings and find yours. You can even come over here to the manual and just do it manually. I'm going to leave it as is because this already looks pretty good. But then the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure I come over here to the vignetting and I want to correct that as well. So if I move this slider, I can then remove the dark spots that are in the corner of my images. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all the edits I just made to this one photo, and then I'm going to go paste them onto the remaining images. So I need to paste them, in my case, onto the 5 remaining images. Alright, so after you perform a basic edit like this, you want to make sure that they are in the order that you want the pano to look, from like left to right, for instance. So I'm going to move this photo over real quick because I don't want Lightroom to be confused, and now I'm ready to go. After you do that, you're going to then select all the photos and you're going to go up to Photo, Photo Merge, Panorama. You can also get to this same photo merge setting by right-clicking on the photos and selecting it there. Lightroom will then pop up with a panorama preview where you can select several pano modes. And I suggest that you just try each one out and see which one you like. I generally just go for the spherical and I leave the auto crop unchecked because there's this really cool new feature called the boundary warp, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick that all the way up. Boundary warp is pretty awesome and magical because what it does is it stretches all of the edges and it fills the entire frame, so you don't have to crop out the white areas, which then would make you have to reduce the size of your image. Alright, and then after all of that, I can then just go ahead and select merge, and Lightroom will then take some time to process my image. Again, it's working with the raw images and it's going to try to pump out another raw image, so of course that's a lot of data that's being processed. So then once Lightroom is done with that, you can check out your photo. You can then add a color grade, you can edit it even more. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try applying one of my free Lightroom presets that I've created, and you are welcome to download these for free. Just go ahead and click the link that you find down below the video. Alright, so I think this looks actually pretty good. So all I need to do from here is just export it out. Alright, well I hope that was helpful to you guys. I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about how to create a panorama using your drone.
I'm Dirk Dallas, and I'll see you guys next time.